All right, we're now joined by the assistant coach of the Super Eagles, talking about Amapakabo. Let's see if we can quickly link up with him. Hello, Coach. Good morning. It's nice to have you join us.
Good morning.
All right, I'm here with my colleague, Tayo. We have some questions for you, but let's start you off by asking you this morning your assessment of the performance of the Super Eagles at the just concluded WAFU Cup of Nations.
I think it is one to be proud about, despite the fact that we lost in the finals, considering the circumstances around the team, that the team that was just put together. I think it is kudos, and most importantly, I think it is a good build-up, towards our preparation for CHAN proper.
All right, let me quickly ask you this, I don't know, some sentiments out there, some, I don't know if you agree, but it's out there. Some say that probably one or two players that should have been in that squad that probably could have made that squad better. I don't know, your opinion about that.
Funny as that sounds to us, as technical team, because we feel that if we give every Nigerian a piece of paper and a pen to list out players, they will definitely have players that they want, So no matter whichever players we invite, they will always have a different opinion because, a lot of people that are not technocrats or coaches, have sentiments and emotions, attached to either players or coaches. I'm sorry, also clubs. But as coaches, we try to remove these emotions and sentiments and be very objective in terms of choice and what we want to produce. Because in our line of business, results is all we want to achieve all the time.
All right. How do you deal with, Coach, talk to us about this. We'll feel your pain on this side. How do you deal with the issues of having a player today, the next moment he has gone to Europe? And we're talking about the 2018 African Nations Championship. Some of these guys, I dare say, maybe 30% might not be available for you in January when the CHAN Nations Cup takes place. So how do you deal with issues like that?
I'm glad that you're bringing up these issues up, which means a lot of the populace, actually appreciate, the difficulties we have to go through. For instance, a lot of countries have a uniform for a football culture, which we haven't got in Nigeria. Each of these players come from a club that has their own unique style of play, and they want to play, and we have a very, very short time to put them together for them to be able to play the way we want them to play. We had a set of players that we worked with before for the CHAN qualification, and when they went on break, we came back. Let us not forget that not until the finals of the WAFU Cup did we concede goals. Prior to that time, we had not considered goals because we had been able to work with the defense and the midfield to a certain extent. And I think that also helped because it took them a bit of time for them to actually get back into it. And it's a difficult challenge. Now we are looking at these players. Who knows how many of them within now and the time we go for CHAN will be out of the shores of this country, which means we have to start searching again. So we have this logbook that we have a lot of players penciled down. So if it goes, we'll bring in B. Let us not forget that in preparation for the CHAN qualifiers, we had some players, and now too, we've been able to see some other players. And I believe that between now and when we open camp again to prepare for CHAN proper, we'll be able to see what we have on ground. Those of them that have not left, those of them will be able to add. But then trust Nigerians, we also have defending voices telling us that we didn't pick the right people.
Interesting. Let's go back to that, to the WAFU Cup of Nations again. I mean, second place, not exactly what you wanted, losing that final against Ghana. But surely there are positives from the tournament.
Yes, definitely. There are plenty of positives for us to take from the game itself. And when you get to that point where you've not considered a goal to the finals, sometimes some people take a lot of things to chance. And let's also forget that it is always a difficult situation when you are playing a game like that and you lose, one of your key players in the center of your defense. It tends to disorganize the team, But then it's good, the players have understood this and, mentally, I think they are better off for it. I would say that a lot was learned from it. Let us also forget the fact that most of these players are making their debut as national team players for the first time. And I think it's a big learning curve for all of us, including the players. And next time, I think when they're called to camp, it wouldn't be something that is strange, because most of these players got to meet themselves as the team players for the first time. And the last thing I would like to say is this, I think we are a nation that are bad losers. We always want to win, and we should accept that sometimes, you lose for you to be able to wreck a whole lot of things. The Ghanaians that won this competition now didn't qualify for CHAN. They lost, to Burkina Faso right there in Ghana. But you could see the way, that was, a triggering part for me. You could see the way the crowd, came behind this team to actually support the team. And I was asking, where in Nigeria, because as far as I'm concerned, in support of football, I think we just have diplomats that come to the stadium, and we don't have supporters that actually come to the stadium to support our teams when we play.
Coach, before we let you go, I'm sure you've seen the list. 23 players are invited for that crucial World Cup qualifier against Zambia on October the 7th. And no outfield player from the Nigerian Professional Football League is on that list.
We have played with almost same team throughout these qualifiers. And you want to agree with me that in coaching, there's a balance that says you don't change a team that is winning. We want as much as possible to have most of these players train with us. In the last campaign, we had some of them train with us. In this campaign too, we're going to have some of them train with us. And it's to give them better exposure and better preparation for when they're able to break into the team. Let's not forget that we have our goalkeepers that are great players, and I think they're all doing well to make us qualify for the World Cup proper.
All right, Coach, I want to thank you for your time on the show today. And hopefully, when next we're talking, we will be talking about a lot of other positives from the domestic scene and from the senior national team.